Hello everyone and welcome back to Farmer Joe Homesteading. Today is another wonderful farm update, and boy has there still been a lot going on here on the homestead. Stick around to see everything we have been doing. Breeding season for all of our animals has been in full swing, which means that we are about to have a lot of babies for February and March, which is a little bit early, but we are so excited. Up first for our rabbits that are due is our beautiful Twilight. We bred her to Peter. They are both purebred New Zealands, and her due date is February 3rd if she caught the first time, but she could possibly be due a little later. But she has definitely been acting more pregnant than the other does. She's a lot more hungry, and she wanted nothing to do with the buck the last time that she was with him. So we are really hopeful that maybe February 3rd, if not, it would be on the time that I did a test with her, which would be 2 weeks later. So we could possibly have babies from her early next week. Next up for New Zealand's, we also bred Amber again because she didn't catch after the first breeding. So I did see her have one fall off with him and then left them for a couple of hours. So you can pet her in a minute, buddy, just a minute. I am hopeful that she did catch and will have babies this next time. Her palpate date isn't for another 9 days for me to confirm, but her current due date, if she did catch this last time, would be February 21st. Next up, we have Miss Amy. Amy is a purebred papered satin doe, and we bred her to Franklin. Again, I didn't see any fall-offs with them either. I just put them in together for a day and then separated them. So her potential due date is the 21st, but I am not holding my breath on this one. I can palpate her in a couple weeks here, and then we can either try to rebreed her or not. Her ears got frostbite in the -40, so they have now officially fallen off, and they're healing really, really well. So I think that she'll probably be feeling much better now that that frostbite is gone and healed, and so she should be all good. Next up, we have our beautiful Miss Shadow. Shadow bred to Franklin again. They are both purebred satins. And Shadow's due date is February 22nd. And again, I'm not sure if there was any successful fall off. They were just together for a day. So I'm again not certain we will have any bunnies from her. But she is definitely losing weight now that she's on her diet, and she's in much better shape. And she's been looking a lot better. So I'm really hopeful that if we continue on the diet plan and keep a close eye on her, we might be able to check and see if she's pregnant here soon, or palpate her. And if not, then we will try again in February to breed her and hopefully get another batch of bunnies. We haven't had a batch of bunnies from Shadow since July 3rd of last year. Next up, we have Livy. Livy is also yeah, that's Livy. Livy is also a New Zealand doe, and we have not had any babies from her. We have been trying for a couple months now, but we successfully had 3 fall-offs in 20 minutes the other day. So her due date is February 24th. So she is expecting a litter the end of February, and I would be very surprised if she didn't catch. She is also one of our larger females and has a really long body, so I'm really excited to see some offspring from her. She has really awesome conformation as a meat doe, so I'm the most excited about her litter because she is a steal, and our buck Peter is also a steal. So I was actually able to find a really neat app for rabbitries to keep track, and it's been so helpful. It's just like one less thing to have to worry about. I can just put in the app like who I bred on what day, and it will keep track of when they need to be palpated, when they need the nest boxes ready, when they're due, when to wean, everything. So I am really looking forward to using this app this year, and it has already been so helpful keeping track of who is due when and what needs done to keep everybody happy and healthy. Peter has been temporarily living in here, and I'm hoping to get his hutch fixed. Peter and Franklin were living together in our lower hutch down there. I had originally separated them with a board, and then they chewed through it and then tunneled back and forth, which was going really, really well for the first 2 weeks, and they were happy. And then I started noticing signs of them fighting, just hair tufts everywhere and things. And then Franklin ended up having some scratches and scrapes and bite marks in his ears. And so I said, that's it, no more. And Peter was separated. So Peter has been living in here in a cage, and Franklin has been enjoying paradise with both sides of the pens over there. So now that Franklin is healing up and Peter has been busy breeding bunnies in here, Peter has been getting lots more feed to try and keep his calories up, because I noticed he was losing weight after breeding does back to back, days after days. And so Mr. Franklin is looking much better and healing. I'm going to be dividing that again, probably with wire this time, because they can't chew through the wire. And then the boys will be both back down there. And their job is done for a little while, especially Peter. I'm pretty sure Peter has successfully bred all of his does now, but Franklin's probably going to have to retry again here soon, because I'm really doubting that Amy and Shadow bred, because this last time that we tried was number 3. So, I mean, I'm hopeful that maybe because it was the 3rd time it would have worked, but who knows? So I am really looking forward to babies, and I'm sure that there will be babies in February, just because I did see fall-offs with the other New Zealand does. So we'll see how it goes, and that is kind of it for our rabbit update right now. Yeah, go get it. Crawl. You gotta crawl and get it. We'll wash your clothes when we get in. Can you go get it? It's in the corner. It's a goose egg. Go crawl. Yep, walk along there. You can duck under the board. It's right there. Do you see it? There it is. Check for more. There might be more there because they're rotten. Can you check for more?
No.
There's none?
No.
Look in the hay. Sometimes they hide them. Set the egg down. It's okay. Yep. Oop, it rolled to Mom. Perfect. That's okay. Check. Check in the hay. Feel around. Nothing? Okay. Good job, helper. Nope, crawl out of there. Good job. Good job. That was so gentle. So we finally started getting goose eggs. I've been catching and breeding the girls now for probably 2 weeks, so it's about the right time for them to start. However, it still is a few months early. Geese don't typically start mating until the end of February, so that they start laying eggs and raising babies in March, April. So this is very early, but obviously the weather is just been spectacular. The water is just crazy. Like, everything's ice, everything's melting, everything's dripping. So we are expecting a cold snap next week, but I'm hopeful to gather as many eggs as I can before that cold snap. I have a feeling they're probably gonna slow down once we hit the colds, but we'll see how they do. That's 3 girls who bred today. today. Our turkeys have slowly started to give us some eggs. They're mostly just teasing us. We get like one every other day, but I know that they're breeding them. They have been for a while, but 4 boys is too many for 7 girls. I need to separate 2 of them. I just haven't really decided which 2 because I really like all of my boys. They're all really nice boys, but 2 of them are gonna have to go. The turkey hen that has been laying, I obviously have no idea which one it is, but I know it's a new one because the eggs have been consistently small. I've only got 4 turkey eggs so far this year, and 2 of them were broken. So I'm hopeful that they pick up a little bit so that we can actually start making some turkey poults here soon. Their temperament has been amazing. I've never had to worry about my kids being in here with 4 toms during breeding season. They have been exceptionally good behaved.
That one is your favorite? I'm so glad. I think she likes it when you carry her. She looks pretty happy. That's so fun. Does she got blood?
Yeah.
Let me see. Is it blood or is it poop? I'm socializing with Twilight here. What is it?
Not a feather.
Oh, I think that's just her waddles, sweetie.
She's so cute, you see.
She's such a cute little chicken, isn't she?
Oh, there she goes. Hey, Mom, can I hold another one?
Sure, you will catch another one.
The leg bar flock is doing amazing. We're getting more and more eggs from them, and they are just so beautiful. Our olive egger pullets are growing quite well. They've been upgraded. Josie, don't pull on that, it'll spill it. They've been upgraded to grower, and they're looking really good. I'm excited for the colors we get from them.
Can I hold one?
If they let ya. Good job, Joe. That was good. Woohoo! It's okay. Try another one. There you go. Good job. Got her. Good work. That's your baby chicken. They're all grown up, hey?
She's so cute.
Yeah.
So cute and baby.
The chickens, we have the black copper Moran's flock in here, plus the 4 Americanas and some of the olive eggers. Right there, there's one. And those girls are starting to lay. The Marans are still picking up. I'm not getting very many of them, but we have an egg eater, and I'm concerned that it might be one of the old girls we got. This is one of them. She's got a band, so I know. There's 3 old girls that I bought, and ever since I got them, I've had some egg eating issues. So I'm worried that maybe one of the old girls is an eater. I had issues when they were all together in the other, all together as a flock. And since moving them, I haven't had any issues with eating except for this coop, which means it is definitely one of these girls. This morning, one of my really dark Moran eggs was eaten. So I'm gonna have to figure out who it is before we really set into breeding season, because it's a huge problem when you're selling hatching eggs, and our black copper Moran flock has been the most popular, and we're already completely booked for March eggs. So I'm gonna have to figure out who is eating the eggs in this flock. to help with the egg eating problem, I have upped the protein in this flock. They are getting turkey grower and layer pellet mixed because there's turkeys in here, but I know that upping the protein can help and making sure they have adequate calcium, because that's usually what they're eating the eggs for, is the calcium and the protein. My cuckoo girls have been producing more and more and more eggs. The roosters are extremely good protectors. One just bopped Bo in the chest for chasing a hen. So they're very good roosters still. The hens have been laying really well. Still getting some beautiful speckly eggs from these girls, which is what we have them for. So I'm really happy with this flock and how well they've been doing. Josie, give him space. He's telling you to give him space. So I've talked quite a bit about roosters, and especially having little people, what I expect from my roosters. For the roosters, the cuckoos tend to be a little bit more on the aggressive side. We already knew that because we had aggression issues last year with cuckoos. But I've kept a pretty good eye on it, and we kept the two that were really good. There was one that was a bit testosterone-y in the beginning, and he would jump the kids, but he's been quite good ever since. But I have found that now that they're in that more confined space, he just requires a little bit more space. And the roosters have been really good. And the only time I'm concerned about bad behavior is if they're intentionally chasing the kids or going after the kids for no reason. Now, when he just jumped at Joe and jumped at Bo while we were in that coop, my kids came into his space and confronted him, and Bo was obviously chasing a chicken, and Josie just walked into his space when he was already kind of on guard from the kids being in there. So it's not a bad behavior, it's just their reaction to the kids being in there, and just have to teach the kids to be more mindful of their space and their body language. So the little girls got moved out with the big girls. They got their TasVax 8 vaccine last week and a coccidia booster. So they are ready to be out and ready to be with the main flock and their main herd. So we got rid of them as fast as we could because they were starting to get really, really rotten. When they were in the house, they could just jump up on my couch in one leap. And once they got to that point, then I was like, okay, that is enough of the house goats. So they were transitioned slowly to being permanently outside. And then once they were used to being permanently outside, we transitioned them to being permanently with the big girls. And it has been a really good, really, really good transition. The big girls, because they're all mamas, they have been super sweet, and we haven't had any problems. I mean, they treat them just like they would anybody else's babies, so they headbutt them when they get too close to their udders and things like that. But it's totally normal herd behavior, just teaching the babies respect and not letting them suck on whoever. So they've been really, really good, and they all sleep together inside the little goat shelter there. So the babies are staying perfectly warm through the nights, and they're down to 3 feedings now, which has been so handy. So they get a bottle in the morning, bottle in the afternoon, and a bottle before I go to bed at night. And then they're just eating hay with the big girls most of the day. So they are doing really, really well, and I'm really pleased with how good they're doing and how much they're growing. I've been taking their little coats off during the day because it's really warm outside, and I want them to start acclimatizing better, and they have pretty good strong winter hair. So she doesn't want it off. Mommy will help you.
Mama, go see your mom. Go see my mom.
Big Mama has still been milking quite well. I'm a little late today, so she had a little extra milk just because I'm late, but she's still been giving us just under a quart of milking, which is really good. The girls are doing pretty good. They are getting better quality alfalfa hay now, so I'm finding that that's definitely helping them. They don't act quite as starving. These two act starving all the time though. But these ones are doing pretty good, and their bellies are definitely growing every day, which is so much fun. And that is everything for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We are so excited for everything that 2023 has in store and for this breeding season. We are getting the incubators ready, and we are so excited for all of the eggs that we have been getting and the babies to come this spring. We'll see you guys next time.